Creamer Media's Mining Weekly Online is speaking to Gerard Kisbey-Green, the CEO of Goldplat, a company listed on the AIM in London. Gerard, can you tell us about this very interesting way in which you recover gold from mill liners, from wood chips, from flame material, from carbon material, even from waste grease?
This company has been built up over many years, and I think essentially our competitive advantage and the reason that we're a niche player is that we've got flexibility in the processes that we have, and we've got a lot of institutional knowledge. Our teams have been around for many, many decades, in fact, doing this business. So we've got no special equipment we use. We use pretty much off-the-shelf stuff, but we've got a lot of it. We've got scale, and we've got the institutional know-how to do it properly and profitably. And yeah, what we do is we take byproducts from the mining operations, which the miners have to deal with some way in terms of their environmental responsibility and liabilities. And we can, through various circuits, extract gold and other metals, silver and others, from almost anything, and recover gold and return gold and or profit back to the company who buy it from, and ultimately refine the gold at their own refinery or other refiners.
How much gold do you get out of these waste products a year?
Last year we produced just over 40,000 ounces of gold. So you can look at us as a bona fide junior producer of gold, but the important thing is it's not primary gold. This is taken from products that otherwise would have just been lost to the industry. So we're cleaning up the environmental issues that they have. We're extracting gold. I mean, we made last year 20 million pounds of revenue, which otherwise wouldn't have existed. And if you take the multiplier effect of that revenue, from products that otherwise, as said, would have gone to waste literally, there is a green angle to it. Yeah, we employ over 400 people in this process as well, so that adds value to the economies that we work in. And all in all, I think more and more we're going to market the green nature of our business, because we are a gold producer, but we're a green gold producer.
And I always think of the people who are doing the cleaning up, those that are going into a new phase of mining because they're going onto the tailings dumps and they recover gold from the tailings dumps, and whatever they have left over they put on a deposition site. But then you go along to those recoverers and you take their waste and you recover gold from that.
Yeah, well, absolutely, because DRD Gold is a point of question. They're probably the world leaders in recovery of tailings, but they've got to process those tailings through milling circuits and CL circuits, and by definition, then they give off byproducts, and we can then recover gold from those byproducts. So it is kind of a cyclical thing, actually.
And tell us about the infrastructure that you have here in Benoni.
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of equipment that's built up over the years. Starting from crusher circuits we've got 5 different milling circuits, we've got CL circuits, we then go into the rotary kiln, fluidized bed incinerator, we've got quite a sizable elution plant which we actually have capacity to expand as well, we've got spiral plants, so we've got a lot of different materials and kind of routes through which we can process different material, and the team knows when they source the material from a client, whether it be in South Africa or in Tanzania or wherever it might be, they know exactly how to process that to get the optimal economics from it.
But then after you recover the waste, you've also got some waste to deposit. Will you ever be able to recover anything from that? And what do you do with that waste?
Yeah, I mean, our tailings, which is on site, it's never been classified as a tailings facility. It's been as a stock dam. And we've, over the years, very carefully monitored exactly what's been deposited there in terms of the content of metal and where it's been deposited. And towards the back end of last year, 2015, we had an independent consultant do a JORC compliant resource on that tailings facility. And it actually tallied very well with what our internal records showed. And we've got 82,000 ounces of gold there and significant amounts of silver as well, and uranium. We plan to process that over the next couple of years, and all we're waiting for now is finalization of a new deposition site. And we've got 3 in mind.
And how have you managed to fund all this?
There was a capital raise when the company initially floated, and that was primarily for Kilimapesa and for the drilling there. But really it's been internally funded. Everything's been built up over the years through internal profits. We've not been to the market for more than a decade. And we've generated the funds to self-fund our projects and all our maintenance and capital and ongoing capital. That's not to say that if the capital markets weren't favourable, we wouldn't tap the markets, because we want to go into a growth phase now. We're very stable, we're cash flow positive, we've got a good business going now, and it's a good time to grow. And we will need to raise some capital for that in time.
And will you be going for equity or debt?
I think our internal feeling is that we won't raise equity capital at the current kind of levels. In our share price some years ago was 15 odd p, it went down to 1.75p, we're back at 6. I think internally we feel we wouldn't like to raise equity capital until we're back at about 10 or more. So at the moment we're looking at debt capital. Perversely, the quantums we're looking at are too small for most providers of debt capital, and certainly our projects are far too small for project financing. So we're looking at clever ways to raise debt or some other funding, and we look at that on an ongoing basis.
And do you think you'll be able to migrate this expertise geographically?
Absolutely, and part of our growth and our growth plan is to do exactly that. The two recovery operations being here in Benoni and the other one in Tema in Accra in Ghana, those probably are sufficient for now. So what we're looking to do in terms of international diversification is diversifying the sourcing of material. So right now we've got a strong effort going on in South America, South and North America, but primarily South America. But that will be to source material to ship to Ghana, and in some cases to South Africa, but initially Ghana, to process there. So it won't be a matter of setting up an operation in South America at this point in time, but rather just sourcing material. As we get used to the lay of the land in the likes of Brazil, if we find there's enough critical mass and there's a business to be built there, we'd certainly contemplate building a business there. But in the first instance, it's really just sourcing material from South America, from North America, from elsewhere in Africa, into West Africa, into Ghana. And that kind of brings me to the next point, because we're sitting in Ghana, and West Africa is a big gold producing region. And we're not sourcing, well, on a limited basis, we're sourcing elsewhere, but primarily at the moment it's just from Ghana. So we need to break into the rest of West Africa to source material. We're also looking at East Africa. We have a contract with one of the mines in Tanzania. We're getting material for Ghana from the Sudan, some very good contracts there. So we'll look to expanding that. In fact, we got our sourcing manager going to Tanzania, I think next week, to look at all the mines there and possibly leverage off our existing client base to the extent they're working in Tanzania. So yeah, very much an international growth strategy, but in terms of the sourcing rather than processing.
In the meantime, you're associated with some blue chip companies which are spread geographically, and you can follow them through on that.
South Africa, all of the major gold mining companies, with the exception of Harmony, with whom we've done some business, are our clients. They happen to be, a lot of them in Ghana too, and certainly in West Africa, and a lot of them are in South America and in Australia. So, we kind of follow them. It's quite a nice entry into a new region, is to follow your existing clients, because they know us, they understand us, they trust us, we've done business, we've got contracts with them. So it's very, very easy to leverage those relationships into the new regions in the first instance. And then once you've got business going, then you look to the other clients as well.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly Online, speaking to Gerard Kisbey-Green, the Chief Executive Officer of Goldplat.